Welcome to the Heavy Pour with James and Alyssa.
Today we're going to be talking about a beer from one of my personal favorite breweries, Brewery Ommegang. They are located in Cooperstown, New York. If you haven't had a chance to get to their location, it is gorgeous. Please check it out. They're beautiful.
Yeah. It's a big barn on a big farm in the middle of Cooperstown.
And it's just
really
this
nice.
giant white building that is just massive and beautiful and set against the mountains and trees, and it's gorgeous. Check it out for sure. The beer we're going to be talking about today is the Bourbon Barrel Adoration.
The 2019
edition, yes. They've been doing this for about 10 years.
10 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've been using Buffalo Trace bourbon barrels to barrel age this beer. It's a Belgian dark strong. And
with spices.
With spices, yes.
It's getting into that Christmas ale sort of
yes, absolutely.
category.
But I'm really excited about it. Everything that I've tried from them with Bourbon Barrel has been great, and we'll see if this one stacks up as well.
Yeah. Let us dive in.
Just gonna go right in.
So let's talk about expectations a little bit.
Yeah. So with Belgian dark strongs, especially with the spices that are going to be added, this one specifically, I'm expecting some dark fruit notes, like fig or plum, especially with it being more of a Christmas holiday spiced ale. I think plum is probably going to be pretty present. I kind of expect spices like nutmeg or clove, maybe some cinnamon, I don't know. Whatever goes well with that really dark fruit. And plus the barrel aging of the bourbon.
My expectation is that this is going to be a big, boozy winter ale.
Did we talk about ABV?
ABV is huge. It's
11.5.
So this is in that range of a wine. So, I mean, it's a small bottle. You can have it by yourself. You're going to feel a little buzzed.
That's why we're sharing.
We're going to share it today.
Yes. All right, let's give it a nose.
Let's look at the appearance first.
Oh, good call.
So, pretty light head, dissipates rather quickly.
Yeah, I have almost none.
Yeah.
At the end of the bottle,
I think I did a
none.
poor job on yours. I apologize.
No, that's fine. It just shows that there is very little to begin with.
That's right. Yeah. The color itself is lovely. It's a reddish brown. I can't see through it.
No.
There's a little light penetration.
Going back to the comment about my expectation being a little bit of plum note, I would say color reminds me of like a red plum specifically.
Sure.
It is a little cloudy.
Yep.
A little bit of particulate, not much.
Do you get some particulate?
I do have a little bit.
I don't think I have any.
It's very subtle, but it's there.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it's a beautiful color.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it now.
Yeah.
Looking at this beer through direct light. You do see some really, really small particulate matter. And I wonder, it's so suspended, it sort of looks like some spice presence.
Sure. I wouldn't disagree with that.
Yeah. But what that tells me is that this didn't go through much of a filtration process, which I'm looking forward to.
Yes.
It's important that a beer doesn't get too filtered because you're going to filter out some good stuff too.
Especially with a Belgian style. Belgian style beers generally don't have a ton of filtration to them. And Ommegang does a really good job of the American approach to a Belgian style ale. That's probably why I gravitated toward them, because I started my beer journey with Belgian beer.
Yeah. Of all the Belgian breweries that we've tried in the States, I think that Ommegang does one of the most honest jobs.
Yeah, they're the closest thing you can find to a traditional Belgian beer in the States that we've tried so far. We do have a couple others that we really enjoy, but
That's true.
we've always really appreciated their efforts. All right,
Let's nose it.
I'm excited.
That's exactly what I was looking for. It's a huge Belgian beer. Very boozy, very bourbon note. I don't want to say it steals the show because I get
some of that dark fruit.
Some dark fruit.
I don't know that I get the plum that I was expecting as much as I get like a fig.
Figs for sure.
Maybe.
There's something a little bit bright there.
Yeah.
This is mostly a dark fruit, dates, figs, candied.
Absolutely.
but there is something bright there, and I want to say it's like a candied orange.
I get pear.
Like a little bit of
Pear
pear
is what I'm coming through with, and I think that part of that is because I get a little bit of cinnamon, and I relate pear and cinnamon pretty closely.
Maybe your brain is doing a funny
realm.
thing there.
Yeah.
No, now I'm getting it too. The moment you said that. Definitely, like very, and again, you're spot on with the cinnamon. Cinnamon, pear. I'm still getting just a little bit of a candied citrus note.
Sure.
That's really lovely.
Yeah. I don't get some of the other spices I expected to on the nose specifically. Like I get maybe a little clove, but I don't get like a nutmeg or an allspice.
This is a very vanilla cinnamon forward nose.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we better taste it then.
Let's taste it.
Cinnamon is right there on the forefront.
Yeah. And it finishes in like a big vanilla way. I'm so glad that the bourbon didn't steal the show.
I am too.
Because that is my biggest concern with bourbon barrel beers that are of this ABV.
Yep.
I'm worried that too much juice from the barrel got into the beer, and it sort of takes the beeriness away from a beer. It turns it into like more of a whiskey forward experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is not that.
No, it's very. I think the fruit is absolutely the fruit and the cinnamon are the biggest winners on this one. And I still stand by pear. I really do. Pear and cinnamon. I think
there is a undeniable confectionery situation going on here. What I'm picturing is something extremely creamy, some sugary, delicious, creamy, meringue, vanilla treat.
Yeah.
It's a very desserty experience.
But not overly sweet at the same time.
Not overly sweet.
The cinnamon balances it out so that I don't feel like I'm gonna feel like this is too much sweetness for me by the end of it.
Right.
I feel like I want to drink this with a slice of pumpkin pie. Honestly.
Yeah, this would be a perfect beer for a holiday gathering.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. It is so surprisingly good.
Yeah, and so surprisingly beer forward instead of bourbon forward, and I'm thrilled by that because, like you said, we have had a lot of bourbon beers, and don't get me wrong, we enjoy that. But it gets to the point where there's nothing that surprises you about it because they just all kind of taste the same. They all taste very just bourbon-centric.
Yeah.
So the fact that they were able to accomplish that without being so bourbon-forward on this beer is just unique to me.
So many times in the past, Ommegang approaches a beer in a subtle way. I remember years and years ago, they used to make a beer called Chocolate Indulgence.
Oh, he keeps rubbing this one in my face this week, actually, because I've never gotten to try it.
That beer, from the name of it, I was expecting like a dessert chocolate experience, but it wasn't that. It was an honest Belgian beer with a little bit of cocoa added. And it made for such a unique experience while not polluting what it is to be a Belgian beer. I feel like American-style ales get a little bit crazy sometimes with these big dessert stouts, with these big bourbon barrel-aged stouts that just turn into a one-note experience, either by way of too much sweetness, too much bourbon. It is so nice to see an 11.5% beer be this well-balanced, this drinkable.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, and on the other end of that, I've definitely had some beers that are from Belgian breweries that are known for just their solid, amazing Belgian beers, and they try to branch out into like a Christmas ale or a dessert beer and have not been as successful because they make it overly sweet. So the fact that they're able to find like a good balance and the best of both worlds with this beer, I'm extremely pleased with it.
I know, I can't stop tasting it.
Yeah. And as much as I've been raving about Ommegang, I do have to say that this one surprised me with how much I liked it. And that doesn't happen often with Ommegang because I go into any Ommegang beer thinking, it's Ommegang, I'm going to love it. And this one even surprised me there.
Yeah. So, from what I know, this is a limited release. It's only available in the winter.
Yep.
If you see it, please grab it.
Please do. Yeah, it's a very lovely experience. And as we mentioned, you can absolutely drink it on your own. It is a small enough bottle, but it's just so pleasant to share with someone that would be my recommendation. Share it with someone over a piece of pie or a cookie or something.
Yeah.
Just lovely.
Family, friends.
Yes.
That's the deal.
Yep.
Score it.
One last taste first, because I need it.
All right.
I was so pleasantly surprised and pleased with this beer that it's probably no surprise. I'm gonna give it a 5. I really am.
Same, 5.
Yeah.
Huge beer experience. Super memorable, super important, and just further reaffirmation that Ommegang is one of our favorite breweries, one of the best breweries in the States going these days.
Yep.
So
if you get a chance to go up to Cooperstown and check them out, it's absolutely worth it.
yeah.
Otherwise, just pick them up because they're great.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.